Good morning, friends and fellow farmers. I forgot I was Mr. Key. Or I was not Mr. Key, but I was a Key Bean. Good morning, child. They didn't know what to think. Just a big old bean head just casually having a cup of coffee. Beanie. Beans for beans. I sometimes find inspiration in the most unlikely of places. Like me, am I a source of inspiration? You could carve me, you could make a statue out of me. Hey, kitty cat. Oh. Hey, kiddo. They can't look at me directly in the face. It's like it's glaring at the sun. It's too much. Let's take these. And I'm going to keep that. I was looking at all these other recipes. Oh, there's one. I'm trying to think of why I have these. Foraging and health. Okay, I don't know if I just kept those for like when I'm out in the mines or something, or I'm trying to get myself obliterated. No idea. So it's raining again, so we've got no stuff to pick up out here, which makes my life a little bit easier. We have 2 days left, so 340 out of 500. So I need 160 more. That's done. Like we're done on that. Not a problem. And okay, these all be up the next day. Wow, okay. Well, then I will harvest the stuff here. This is all pretty good. Yeah, so it's a nice in between. Oh, okay, hold up. Now I had a... There we go. It's one key fruit. It's hiding there. Perfect. What's a good host of things here? And you. Come to me, my friends. And... yeah, I'm just scanning. I'm looking for more key fruit and I'm not seeing it. So as I harvest my stuff here, I was thinking about the usual... Oh, have I? Yeah, I planted there. That's right. Okay, that's all. I was like, doesn't look planted. Yeah, see, I missed a spot down there. Sure enough, I missed a spot. And it turns into a mess immediately. What else have I watched lately? Or read? I'm reading Michio Kaku's book on quantum computers, which is really good. I think I was talking about this last time. I'm almost done it now. It was a quick read. It's very, very high level, very straightforward stuff. It's fun. Maybe too optimistic, but you know, that's what you get. I appreciate optimism, but sometimes unbridled optimism, it's not naivete, but it's like, it just feels like, I don't know, it almost feels like product placement. Yeah, you're just like, this is too optimistic. It's like when people were like super optimistic about like AI, you know, at a time period, and then it went quiet for a bit. It's just, there's that weird hype level. It almost feels hypey, but I don't know. It's enjoyable. And I started reading a book called My Lunches with Orson, which is a Orson Welles and I can't remember his name. Another person went for lunch every day and recorded the conversations. Orson knew they were being recorded and was fine with it. And it was at the end of his career. And it's interesting. A couple of weird things. It was the restaurant. I think at the time it was a restaurant that Wolfgang Puck got started at La Maison. And it'd be interesting. Like, he must have stories. Because if that's the case, then he was working there while Orson was, that was his, where he was living, essentially. I think at the end he was spending a lot of time there, holding court. I'm not a huge Orson Welles fan, but I think there's moments of absolute brilliance in Orson Welles movies, like some of the, especially the camera work. That's where I really love the camera work in, you know, the Ambersons. Some of the sweeping camera work, or the one, what is that one called? Touch of Evil, or the one with Charlton Heston. It's not great, but the opening tracking shot is that's just astounding. It's a camera that weaves and moves and follows this car that's gonna, it's got something in it, and it follows it for this whole tension building thing. And the rest of the movie doesn't exactly deliver, but it's an utterly amazing opening. Yeah, I feel like that's very Orson Welles. And I haven't rewatched Citizen Kane in like 30 years. I don't know. I should rewatch it. I thought it was overrated when I watched it. I don't know. But I would watch it very differently now. I think I have a lot more context in those years. So it would be interesting to rewatch it and see, is it still really that great? Is it the story that it was telling? I don't know. I'd watch it with a totally different filter now, so it would probably be a much better movie regardless. It's one of those things like when you watch something when you're really young and you're like, this is supposed to be like amazing, and then you just don't get it, and then you think, well, that sucked. But you're not of the mind to realize that it was just you. You weren't ready for it. It was probably amazing. That's what I feel like maybe with that. It might be more amazing than I was able to see. Okay, so our beans weren't up here yet. The beans at home are up. I don't know what I want to plant, but I should go see Sandy, because I need to go and get starfruit seeds anyway. It's one of those kinds of days. Why am I taking the bus, Pam? I'm so accustomed. I'm just not going to tell her. I'm just like, oh, I know I forgot something. I got to go get my wallet, and then I just come and take my quick warp. Don't tell Pam. Hey, Sandy. Okay. Spring, summer, fall, ornamental, wall sconce. Okay, let's grow. Get 100 and what did I say I had it is? I guess I'll just get 200. We'll do that. And there we go. Alright. That's good. So yeah, I'll just wait till the last minute to nuke everything, and then hopefully I don't lose too much stuff. It's not too awful. And again, some of this might continue growing. I'm not doing a great job of this. Because I don't grow this stuff usually, my brain is just not thinking about this stuff properly. I'm like, yeah, I'm totally not really. I don't know. I'm not smart in this. I'm not smart in it, I tell you. I could be doing a much better job, I think. Now, what I wanted to do here was it was raining. I'm waiting on stuff, so why don't we do this? Okay. Put the wine back. We're not going to need that. I mean, it might feel like we'll need it, but we're not going to need it. Okay, let's go and we'll load up as much beans as we can here. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, you really have to directionally aim these things in. Ugh, so tedious. I can't just run along happily plonking them into the air. But yeah, anyway, the book so far seems like it's going to be very promising. I mean, Orson Welles is, if anything, he's such a character. He's enjoyable as a performance. Not a performer, but as the performance, as the performance that is Orson Welles. Sometimes his observations are very, very good. There's an anecdote about, at the beginning, in the introduction, about Robert Wagner, who was, what's her name, Natalie Wood, that passed away on the boat, and Robert Wagner was one of the suspects, but not till later, I don't think. and is it him and Christopher Walken, if I get that right? But Orson Welles is there at the table in the restaurant, and Robert Wagner comes up and thanks him for the beautiful things he had to say for his speech. And he's like, thank you, yeah. And he's like, it was an amazing performance. And it was amazing, blah, blah, blah. And Orson Welles' comment to the interviewer afterward, after Robert Wagner leaves, is like, see, like classic Hollywood, all he could do is talk about my performance. They just don't shut off. Like, they're always on. Like those kinds of very like wry comments about the industry and the people in the industry and stuff. Kind of like brutal, but probably not 100% off, but very brutal. But very Orson Welles. So I'll read it for that kind of entertainment value. Yeah, there's so many. It's reading an article lately talking about the idea of, are we, once again, this comes up every time, where they're like, are we at the end of the golden age of really good television? And, after things like Mad Men came and kind of rejuvenated the form a little bit, they're like, is this it? Are we done with prestige TV or whatever? And there's so much good stuff on TV that I used to not enjoy TV hardly at all, because it was so not good comparative to what movies could do. And now, they do some pretty good stuff, so it's, I don't know, I don't see that going anywhere. I mean, everything changes. There'll be some new way of viewing it. But I was watching, I think I was talking about this one, watching Somebody Somewhere. Bridget Everett she's one of those, I remember she was in a comedy show. There was I think it was a Canadian guy that did a comedy show. It was like a showcase of comedians. This was like 10, 11 years ago. And she was on it, and it was with Ad Rock, I think it is, from Beastie Boys, was her DJ. And she's a very funny comic. It's very raunchy, but it's very funny, and she's very clever. And I remember being quite blown away. And so when I heard of this show, I thought, well, I can't imagine what the show is going to be about. And it turns out it's like the complete opposite in many ways, but also not. It's really weird. It's such a delightful program. I normally don't enjoy earnest programs, but it's as though it's doing the earnestness of the shows, like like the Greg Daniels shows, like Parks and Recreation and things like that. It's like doing the kind of like situational stuff, but without any of the like scripted comedy feel, and without it trying to be funny, and without also any of the meanness or cleverness you get with the other situational ones, like whether it's Larry David or Ricky Gervais stuff earlier. It's just really nicely done. It's such a delightful show. It's one of the shows that it's like, it's not feel good, but it's not feel bad. It's like not a docudrama, but it's such a weird thing. It's hard to even put it in a category. But it's so enjoyable. And it's one of the few shows lately I've watched where I'm like, it's just a delight. It's the relationships between all the characters, which is so really amazing. At any rate, if you haven't watched it, it's Somebody Somewhere. It's so good to watch. It's I had some unbelievable laughs. I think her best friend in the show is he's such a remarkable comedian. If you enjoy watching people's faces when comedy happens, like when you're watching sketch comedy and you like seeing reaction faces, he's got the best reaction faces. He can't not laugh at things sometimes, but it's not in a bad, SNL kind of way. It's just in a earnest kind of way. And it's like the character knows it shouldn't be laughing, but they're laughing anyway because they can't not laugh. Anyway, it's a very good show. I've enjoyed that a lot, though. That's been very cheerful lately. I was expecting to have to go to a different shed. I forget that this happened so quick. And it turns out when I was doing this up in my railway, I was wondering what the optimal amount of kegs is for this process. And it turns out it is a shed full. Like, it's like Concerned Ape did this with the timer and realized that the shed is the ideal place to do one. You can just do beans in here non-stop, and it turns out perfectly. It's really amazing. I didn't expect this to be in a way this easy. I mean, this is unbelievably mind-numbing, but this is also incredibly easy. Do I have more? Did I? No. No way. Did I must have more that I missed. Or did I actually, like, get them all? I mean, what do I have? 497? I might have got them. I don't even know. That's a lot of coffee. That's a lot of coffee. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that would be nice if that was... Alright, Timothy. Let's do this. We're gonna run in here. We're gonna do what we can. Oop. And we're gonna load this place up as best we can. We'll see how far we get here. I don't know that I get too far, but we'll load up what we can in here. This stuff should be... There we go. I was gonna say it should be coming up. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it wants to happen. Fine. So that wasn't too bad, though. I actually anticipated this being a lot worse than that. Again, I still feel like I must have missed some. Because I'm just like, how did it not take like 100 times longer than that? Okay, so hopefully this goofy journey here is... I'm just gonna... Oh, there's more. I keep thinking it's gonna be done, and it's just not. Okay, now I'm running. And if there's more, we'll get it. Let's see if we can get a little bit more here. So yeah, I've got to get this other... I mean, I'm basically waiting, I think, till I get this key thing done, and then I'll deal with my yard. I need to get these towers sorted out. We need to get, you know, get some things we gotta get figured. This rainy day would have otherwise been a good day to be, like, rearranging stuff. I could definitely, I gotta get the warp things happening in, like, some nicer organization. Feels like it could all be a little bit better. Okay, out we go. This will be kind of like out of sync here, but that's alright. I'm getting some of this stuff in. It is one. I always forget that, like, planting this doesn't mess with the clock. Time just keeps ticking along. Alright. That's us. Wow, okay, so we got 2 more there. But nonetheless, we got ourselves some... Oh, the diamonds came up. I got such a pile of stuff here I gotta sell. Oh yeah, 300 some bottles of wine. Oh, it was a good day. Well, we'll get the mess cleared up next time. Alright, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.